Hey, what is up guys? Guitar here, welcome back to another Brave 9 video. Alright, Dagdarone, World Boss, what are the best units to use against this particular World Boss? Okay, so let's talk about Dagdarone's skills for a while. So he does have this particular guard status. So this basically means that you need to hit him 18 times to be able to remove this guard status so that he enters vulnerable status where you will start doing damage to him. So otherwise, only fixed damage will work on Dagdarone. Okay, so once you are in this status, your objective, your goal is to stack as much stats weakening and incoming damage boost as possible. So that's going to be a big help. So keep in mind that he is vulnerable, so he doesn't have debuff immunity during this period, so anything works. And then every time you hit him, he's gonna get counter you with this lightning rod, which can be quite annoying, which is why you need Rafitia. If you do not have Rafitia plus 12, I think Dagdarone is really hard to try to deal with. And of course, this skill deals additional damage to the enemy, so max HP times 99%, that's a lot. But let's go around a couple of units. I'm going to let you guys know what are the best units to deal with Dagdarone. Alright, from legendary side, Rafitia. You need Rafitia. She is a must. Pretty much I would say she is a must. Obviously you can cover, replace her with other supporters, but the incoming damage that she has is going to help against the lightning. Every time you hit Dagdarone, there will be lightning coming out. So having Rafitia is a very good, solid option, solid choice. Alright, and then Celia can be used because she does have pretty good stigma. So minus stats by 100%. Alright, which is on the surface it's pretty good. This one has incoming damage plus 100% as well. Alright, so but then again, there are pretty much 4 stars that can achieve almost the same damage boost, incoming damage boost, and stats weakening, right? So investing in Celia, high skilled Celia, I don't think it's worth it just for one world boss. So unless you already have plus 15, use her. If not, I wouldn't recommend investing in Celia at all. So what else do we have? Okay, Vals is very good because of this skill, which ignores enemies' incoming damage reduction. This is going to help a ton. So Dagdarone has 70% incoming damage reduction. So you want to have this skill. So Vals is one of the best contender to try to deal a ton of damage during Dagdarone's vulnerable status. Alright, same applies for Mamonair. So I believe Mamonair can achieve the same thing because of her this skill as well. Again, same deal because ignores enemies' incoming damage reduction. So those of you who have high skilled Mamonair, definitely you could give it a try. Definitely could work. But I think at the end of the day, a plus 10 Vals is gonna deal more damage than a plus 10 Mamonair. I could be wrong though. Alright, S mode you cannot use. Livia can be used, but such a waste to use that a spot. So I would say those are the only few units. Rafitia, Vals, and Mamonair for legendary side. Celia can be used, but again, like I mentioned, do not invest in her just for one world boss unless you have her already. Alright, warrior side of things, now we have plenty of options. Alright, gonna go through as much as I can. So starting off, Wilhelmina, she is a good option to help with multi-hit. That's about it. She's not there for damage, just for the multi-hit so that Dagdarone can enter the vulnerable status faster. Okay, and then we have Lyudmila. So at first I was like, why are people using Lyudmila in their strategy? But then if you look closely at this particular skill right now, no, not that one, this one. Alright, incoming damage plus 300%. Now this is insane. So this will be able to help you to deal with Dagdarone. Increase your incoming damage by 300%. That's a ton, man, 300%. So remember, Dagdarone during vulnerable status he does not have debuff immunity. So this stun is gonna help a ton. Alright, so and then what else do we have? Anastasia can be used, right? But again, incoming damage boost is only 60%. Of course, we have much better options. So I would say she's much in the lower tier to deal with Dagdarone. We're gonna go through 4-star units that can perform way better than her. Kaina, Helena, no. Barbara, alright, Barbara, very good against Dagdarone. Very good. One of the best units to deal with Dagdarone. If you don't have Vals, if you don't have Mamonair, she's the best damage dealer that you can have. Alright, providing you stack enough incoming damage and stuff and debuffs on Dagdarone. Okay, Farrell is somewhere in between. He will not help you deal a ton of damage, but he does decent damage. Alright, I've tried him before. Like he deals like maybe 2 to 3 million possibly. If you consider that high, that's extremely low considering that the rent needs like a ton of millions, 70 million or something to like get all the way up to 5-star skill books, which is insane. So Farrell, usable, not the best again. Kristina, now she is pretty much high tier units for Dagdarone. Alright, I would say in every single setup, having her is so good. 5 times attack, so that's the only reason why you have her. No other reason, just 5 times so that Dagdarone can enter the vulnerable status even more. Alijah, extremely good, because if you have a high skilled one, number 1, she has this skill which reduces stats. Number 2, she has this skill which boosts incoming damage. So again, this is more than Anastasia. On top of that, you will be able to reduce the stats. Alright, she is definitely pretty much an essential unit to get rid of Dagdarone. Alright, moving on to the 4 stars. Let's see. We have Kettering. I believe she is usable because of the same deal with Vals and Marmonair. So incoming damage reduction, ignore. So I still have not tested her out myself. I doubt you can get far with her, but it's doable, right? I assume it's doable. Okay, Dr. Morgan. Again, same deal with Kristina. If you don't have Kristina, Dr. Morgan is a good substitute. Hits 3 times. Kristina is still better, right? 5 times. But again, if you don't have Kristina, you need multi-hit unit, Dr. Morgan can be a good substitute. Nia, extremely good as well. So she is versatile. Alright, hits 4 times. Again, multi-hit. That's the only reason why you would want her. And the best unit for 4 stars I would consider is Orion. Alright, if you have her skill up for Arc Star, you can use her here for sure. At plus 10, look at this. 125%. And you look at this skill, Curse, 65% curse, decrease in stats. So she has both kits, incoming damage boost and curse. So not many warriors have that on them. There are some magicians that have that, but warrior wise, like she's one of the few units that have this particular, you know, incoming damage boost and curse. So having that is a big deal. Alright, it's gonna help you boost a ton of damage, especially if you stack this a ton. Okay, so moving on to defenders. Now this gets a bit tricky. There's not much units that can help against Dagdarone, defender wise. Let's see. None of these are particularly strong against Dagdarone. Like you can't stack much except for Denarisa. Denarisa is a pretty good budget option. If you have her at plus 10, so 125% incoming damage boost, that is a lot. That is a lot of damage increase. Other than that, most of these units you will not see much use. BDMN again can be used because 4 star and hits 4 times, so that's gonna be a big help. And if we move on to the bottom, yeah, none of these will give you a big impact. So magicians, now this is where it gets interesting. A ton of mages are good against Dagdarone. And Kettering is god tier. Alright, she is god tier against Dagdarone. She's god tier against Ogdot. Like she's just god tier overall in World Boss. Like if you haven't been recruiting her, I think Kettering is one of the few units that I regretted not investing in because she's so good right now. Alright, so the reason why is number 1, she deals a ton of damage. Number 2, she stacks incoming damage boost. Remember, this thing can be stacked. So she hits 6 times. So that stacks a lot, man. That's a lot of incoming damage. And her awakening skill, alongside with what she has, deals DOT form of boosting incoming damage and max HP every 10 times percentage of damage, which is very high. So if you have Kettering, good for you. Dagdarone will be easy. Alright, another unit that I want to touch on is I. So now she has seen a comeback. I did not know that she's going to work, but I is a very good substitute for a lot of other units if you don't have like the warriors I mentioned earlier, because she can be used at plus 0. You just need this skill, incoming damage plus 200%. So during the turn where Dagdarone is in the vulnerable status, so she will have this particular skill activated to help her out in Dagdarone. So the next best I that you can get is all the way at plus 10. This will increase it to 300% as opposed to 200%. So if you have I, plus 0 is just gonna be just fine. I don't think you want to skill her up all the way to plus 10 because plus 1, plus 2, it doesn't do anything to the incoming damage boost. It just boosts her attack, and that's not going to help you much against Dagdarone. Another unit that I would want to touch on is Eldora. She can be one of the options to try to deal damage to Dagdarone, to replace either Vals, Mamonair, Karin, Barbara. She is an option for sure because of this particular skill right here, Descending Sun. So ignores incoming damage reduction. Alright, if you have a high skilled Eldora, now's your chance to be using her for sure. She's gonna shine a ton. Okay, some honorable mention right here. Low rank can be used, but he's not the best candidate. If you use him, it's such a waste of space. But of course, if you have a +9 onwards, this is gonna be helpful, incoming damage boost. But again, I feel like you are wasting space if you use him. So what you want to be using, who you want to be using would be, number 1, the best candidate for 4 stars, Zarka. Alright, so no doubt about it, Zarka has the highest incoming damage boost period for all the 4 stars. Alright, 145%. Not only that, he has this ability which curse as well, 65% reduce in stats. So that's gonna help a ton. And of course, if you don't have Zarka, Aster is gonna be another good candidate. 100% incoming damage boost and curse of 65%. Alright, Zarka, Aster, they are both very, very strong. Charlotte can be used as well. So Charlotte does not have incoming damage boost, but she does have enemy stats of reduction by 80% alongside with this particular skill, which boosts incoming damage by 35%. Alright, it's through the healing prohibition, so hers is slightly less in terms of incoming damage. So I would say your priority should be Zarka and Aster over Charlotte. Like, she's alright for Ogdot because of this DOT form of incoming damage, but other than that, a bit less, because here is 35% and then DOT is 35%, so you get 70%, right? But Zarka, Aster, they both have more than 100% of incoming damage boost. So 100% and 145 on Zarka, so that's way higher value. Alright, again, those 2 units are just insane. If you want to be investing in a World Boss unit, Zarka, Aster just needs +14, I believe, and Zarka needs +10. Okay, now we have supporters. So who is the best candidate, best unit to use besides Rafitia, right? Alright, first up we have Michaela, obvious reasons. Alright, you have Michaela, that will give you a ton of these stats that you want. If you have a +15, good for you. Alright, so if you don't have Michaela, Venaka is a decently good substitute. Alright, she does give decent attack, decent crit damage. Again, you need skill level. Helena, Mary can be used as well, but they are not the best one. Alright, so I would say the best option would be Isabel, number 1. So because Isabel is a cheap option for 4 stars, so she gives a ton of crit rate, a ton of crit damage, so that's going to help you a ton. So it's going to give you a bunch of stats, that's what you want. And of course we have Veronia as well. So you don't need the 100% defense, but she has insane basically stats enhancement from her first skill itself, you know. 80% attack, 35% crit rate, 100% crit damage. Now most players would try to not use Veronia because they will have more than one damage dealer, and that's fine. If you only have one, like Mamonair or Vals, so that's your particular main damage dealer, so go ahead and bring in Veronia. But if you have multiple, like you have Kettering, Barbara, and maybe Mamonair, so in that case, using Isabel or using someone with more range than one target is going to be much more helpful. Alright, I would say Michaela, Venaka, Isabel, and Mary, Helena. So Mary, Helena, I will place them slightly on the lower tier, not because they are bad, but I think most players don't really invest in them much. I think Isabel still makes more sense. And of course, Serendia +15. So this is going to be a big help because of her buff tiles. She will help you significantly. Alright, so it's going to give you the flexibility, just like a Rafitia +12. She has this form of flexibility to help you a ton with your positioning wise. Okay, so overall, this is based on what I've gathered so far. Dagdarone is still in the early stages. For us in the rest of the servers, of course, Korea has already have Dagdarone for a while now. So I'm going to show you guys a strategy that I've been using for Dagdarone myself. Alright, so it's not extremely high, but feel free to let me know what you guys think of this, like sort of like a tier list that I've listed. Is there any units that I'm missing out? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, so let's move on to the strategy. Okay, so this is the current strategy that I've been using. This gives me the most amount of score in terms of damage wise. I did manage to get up to 5 or 6 million around there, which is slightly on the lower side, I understand. Because if you want to get the maximum score possible, look at this, you need to get 75 million. That is a lot of points, man. 75 million points. That is extremely hard to achieve. Alright, so this is what I was able to achieve so far. Did I just enter the real one? Maybe I should do a trial one first. Okay, so let me briefly explain what is happening here. So Rafitia goes first for obvious reasons. If you do not have Rafitia, go first. The incoming damage reduction from Rafitia is going to help a ton. Your Kristina go first. She will die from the lightning. Like a ton of your units will die. So having Rafitia go first makes sense. So Kristina first to go. And then we have Isabel. Notice she is buffing both Serendia, Vals, and Kettering. So this strategy requires you to have strong Kettering and Vals, which both I do not have. So if I have a stronger Kettering and a stronger Vals, I believe I can get this score way higher than it should. I have a +3 Vals, I have a +3 Kettering. Okay, so we're gonna worry about that later on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, buffing I, 5, and then we have 6 Orion going in, Zarkar charging up, so Alijah for obvious reasons like I mentioned earlier, and then Kettering charging up, 10, Lyudmila will give the stun hopefully, 11, 12. Okay, so this will make sure that the vulnerable status is activated when turn 2 comes. So let's give this strat a quick run, so let's see how much damage can I get. Alright, counter. Okay, so we're gonna just observe Kettering and Vals buffs. Okay, so far there's only one healing prohibition skill right there. Okay, surviving, kapow. Okay, the important one is round 2. So from this point onwards, 6 more times. Notice, 6 more times. So Kristina will do 5. And then the next unit, in this case, boom! Now there's a monkey status and vulnerable status is up. So now we're just gonna target, deal as much as we can. Alijah going in, Kettering, boom. That could have been more damage if I have runes on her, but still, Vals, I guess it's pretty decent. Alright, considering that I don't have runes on my Kettering, it's a +3 and my Vals is +3 as well, I would say 5 million is about right. Alright, so hopefully, you know what, let me just go a quick one, put some runes on Kettering and let's see if I can get more. Alright, so just for testing's sake, let's try to increase my Kettering skill level to +6. So we get a bit of incoming damage reduction into it. So now there's none of that going on, it's locked. So now, boom, +6, now we get 4%. Okay, now we are talking. Alright, 4%, +6, let's go. Okay, so same old deal, I will have everything according to plan. And just basically runes on Kettering. Now I have 1 vital and 1 rage. The reason why I decided to put 1 more rage is because I only have 1 good vital runes left. So hopefully this is good enough. Hopefully this will be able to give us some improved damage. Alright, remember we got about 5 million just now? I'm guessing now we're gonna get about 6 million. 6 million. Alright, slight increase. Let's go. You know what? I'll be damned if we get 7 million. I'll be damned. I would be damned. Hopefully that might be the case. Let's go. IA coming in. Monkey power. Zoop. Poof. Alright, now the incoming damage boost. Oh, that's a lot of stack. Zarkar stack. Alijah. Kettering to... Oh, that's way more. That is way more. That is way more. Alright. It's about there. 7.5 million damage. Okay, so granted that, again, +3 Vals. I mean pretty much a +2, +3 you don't get anything. +6 Kettering, so that's my main DPS. Alright guys, so that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if there's anything that you discovered as well, or if you guys think that I missed out on any important crucial units that I did not mention in this video. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. As always, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, give this video a like. Make sure to turn on the notifications, subscribe to my other channel as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.